My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Curse of the Dead Gods. So we've got the long exploration here in the Serpent dungeon still to go, but I'm thinking at this point, especially because I am no longer sponsored specifically to play the Serpent's Temple, that I might go back and start doing the Jaguar Temple. I think it's better to do this sooner rather than later, especially because it is apparently a little bit easier than the Serpent Temple, so the later I do it, the more it will be a kind of discordant step down from the rest of the tone of the series. I'm gonna try this one. It's got an early haven that I don't like, but full stop. It's got an early haven that I really don't like, but it's got a lot of stats. Hopefully that helps make up for it. So we can have a lot of different rooms, a lot of different enemies in this area. Hey! This is the area that I used to practice the game a little bit off camera back before I started doing the Serpent's Temple on camera. So I'm not going in entirely blind. In fact, I will stop hitting you so that I can get you to destroy these walls over here. Wall number 1. Wall number 2. Just get as much gold as I possibly can early, especially considering all of the relic rooms. Oh, okay, that got it. It's fine. Especially considering all of the relic rooms we're about to go to. Great. So no money in that room whatsoever. I mean, ultimately, I got 40 coins, it looks like. No, wait, no, this one's got a little bit more. Okay, so 100 total. Yeah, 100's pretty significant, actually. That's good enough to say that we got value there. Ooh, what's that relic? Hang on. Got him. Relic is +3 dex? Nice. If I'm gonna get one that scales with stats, dex is the one that I'm wanting. Although I will try and make sure that I keep up this greed counter responsibly, so that I can actually buy some dex naturally as well. Dex that doesn't cost us an inventory slot is very good. So I'm not really turning the lights on in any of these areas yet. That'll become a concern of mine. Possibly when we're going for the medium dungeon in this area. Alright. Plus 10% to damage and 25% to gold find. We'll pay for that one with blood. And then we're immediately going into another stats room, so this one we will possibly also pay for with blood. It's worth noting, we are in a short expedition, right? So the fact that there's only one champion means that we can afford to take a lot more corruption a lot earlier. Because after we defeat this champion, that's it, we're done. There's no need to continue beyond that point and still be in a fighting form. Okay, so one problem we have right now that we just need to fix. One sec, shoot here, shoot here. Dang it! I didn't manage to keep the combo alive there. But we did manage to get you to destroy the right walls so that we can go out here for a little bit more gold as well. That was what? 12, 12, and 60 is 24 and 86. Because it was 62, not just 60. So I think I know all the kind of like little room quirks in this area, but I might not. Obviously, having only played off camera. So if there are any I'm missing, feel free to tell me. Because if I would have spotted them, I definitely would have spotted them by now with my amount of experience in this dungeon. Alright. Steel-tipped talons deals critical damage for 2 seconds after a perfect dodge. Steel-tipped talons and picking them up and my excitement to pick them up actually reminds me of a point that I wanted to make a while ago. Which is that sometimes having an audience is really helpful for my own analysis of my own play. For instance, a lot of you pointed out that when I when I swap to heavy weapons, I start taking a lot more damage. Although I'm still, chugging through enemies. But when I swap to lighter weapons that attack faster, I start taking less. And I think that was like an important insight, because I don't, in this game, or even Dark Souls and, you know, other games that are also kind of action stamina based games, I don't usually think of myself as an aggressive player, but I am. I just undoubtedly am. I don't have a wealth of patience, and I like getting through things as quickly as possible, and I tend to act as though I will take no damage, and that's going to be all of my defense. So I should kind of just try and double down on that a little bit. I do want to work parrying into my playstyle. Do not get me wrong. Parrying is very, very important to me, and something I want to be able to accomplish more consistently than I currently do. It is something that I do want to continually put practice into as well, so that I can make sure that I get to that level. I'm not excusing myself from not parrying, but I am saying that part of the playstyle problems I've been having recently is also that I am treating myself as a more flexible player than I've demonstrated that I am. Which is fine. It's fine to have an aggressive playstyle. It's not a problem. It's just I need to know that I have one so that I can properly judge what risks I can and cannot take. Love it. No, stop summoning things. It's making this room annoyingly large. Perfect shots weaken enemy with the crippling crossbow. Love it. It's not a crossbow, it's a normal bow. Plus 40% to Constitution, Dex, and Perception whilst under the final curse. Do I even have the ability to get under the final curse? Yeah, I don't have enough time to get under the final curse, so I'm re-rolling. Each greed kill removes 2 corruption. It's not valuable for me. Plus 1 level on main weapon is pretty valuable, though. Wait a second, we're not guaranteed. Okay, we're not guaranteed to get a weapon, but I can make sure that I get a weapon. Okay, I'm doing it. Plus 1 level on main weapon is just that good. Our curse is Divine Pact, so we lock one of our relic slots. We actually haven't even picked up enough relics to drop anything yet. In fact, do we? We only have 2. Wow. But we also got 3 Divine Favors there. That actually might have been, like, just good for us, because I don't... Ow. Bad roll on my part. That might have just been good for us, because I don't know if we are going to get the opportunity to even spend... Sorry, to even get that many relics. Plus 20% base damage for spears. But I've got a bow. Good thing I reminded myself that I had a bow. I forgot about it. Probably would have used it a little bit more. 25% chance for an automatic parry. Love that. Apparently, your parry window is a lot larger when you have a shield out. So for that reason, I think now is exactly the perfect time for me to practice my parries. Because also, the 25% of the time when I miss my parry, the game will just give it back to me. No single source of damage you can take may exceed 10% of your max health, as well as 3 constitution. Sure. Good enough for me. The weapon room is going to be the final one we go to. Shadow Flame. I don't even recall this one. Some braziers now burn with a dark flame and cannot be lit. Okay. It's not a problem. I don't tend to light that many of them. It's a bad roll on my part, unfortunately. But I did want to make sure that I stayed in the area rather than panic rolling out. Okay. I was attempting to parry that. My attempt right now is to take my finger off of the roll button, except for, you know, things like that. Like, where there was no non-rolling option to get out of it. And try and just parry everything that I get the opportunity to. Alright. That's the... Yeah, there we go. I was about to say that's the Necromancer, but I forgot that I do actually have a Bestiary. I can look at that. And I will do in just a second. But for the moment, I have an enemy to bully. Finishes weaken enemies, but this also has plus 20% damage from the relic that we picked up earlier. Get the stats. Also, I'm pretty sure you can make spears reliably crit by just attacking from the right distance. We don't have the relic that was plus 30% damage to critical chance, though, I don't think. Can I just roll through this without taking damage? No, I take a little. Good information to have for the future. But yeah, see how it's guaranteeing a crit at the right distance? Oh, using spears can be so fun. Let's get our way out as well. It's not necessarily getting us that much extra gold to be doing this, but, you know. Best practices and all. Got him. That was an attempt on my part just to parry a little bit more. But actually, that is another good reason right now to go for the Jaguar Temple. It's a level down in difficulty, but I can use this as an attempt to start getting better at parrying, because it needs to happen. Frankly, it just does. I can't just ignore a whole mechanic of the game and get away with it. Especially such a fundamental mechanic. Like, could I ignore offhand attacks? Like, offhand combos? Maybe. Maybe. I shouldn't be. That's not me saying that it's fine that I'm doing that right now. But maybe I don't need to know that just yet. But... especially the second champion rather, in the Serpent Temple, has made very, very clear that if I don't know how to parry, I'm not gonna really succeed much there. Alright. Charged attacks deal critical damage, plus 10% base damage, plus 30% damage whilst in darkness, removes a corruption for every enemy killed. No, but I am still looking for a main weapon. No, not a main weapon. No. I've only got one more reroll, and I need to find a main weapon right now. Main weapon, mace. Base damage is increased by the percentage of missing HP that we have, and it's plus 10% damage per active curse. Love it, because we get another curse in order to pick it up as well. It's a slower attack. I'll grant you that. It's definitely a slower attack. But I don't think it'll be too much of a problem for us. Creeping Gloom. You deal 10% extra damage in light. And taking damage triggers a wave of darkness, extinguishing light sources. Not really going to matter to us at all. Okay, so... they will take 2 opportunities to try and hit us with those ranged attacks there. Gives us a little bit of time here to wail on them. And then we loop back to another summon, and then it's going to be back to the ranged attacks. I'm very much not threatened by this boss. Like, this is a I can come here with a base weapon and comfortably get through kind of boss. Although it is worth noting, we did make it look a little easier than that boss typically would, because we had the ability to trade away so much corruption and pick up so many curses early without any real worry about what was going to happen later. Nice. 5 perfect rooms. We took 27 extra damage due to being in darkness. We parried a fair few times there, I think, is the thing that I'm happiest about. We parried a fair few of those times. 14 minutes is a really short episode, and I don't really do short episodes here on the Rhapsody channel. So instead, why don't we go for one of these modified short explorations here? Old Nightmare. Escape from your worst nightmare. Fear permanent hallucinations and infested hosts. You lose all sense of direction. Or, the Cursed Archer. Receive Annihilation, Bow of Madness. Corruption has left the temple to invade this bow. Each shot will consume you. Make good use of flawless agility. No other weapon will help you. I'm gonna go with that. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. No other weapon will help me, eh? And I gain corruption by using this bow. Okay. Okay. Okay, so everything else is locked except for that, and yeah, oh, it straight up just gives us a corruption on fire. Got it. So it's not like an each kill, so this is also... No! Ow. Wait, hang on. Perfect shots explode on dark blasts. Perfect shots explode on impact in a dark blast, dealing damage to all characters around. Okay, yeah, that includes me. So I really can't let them get up close and personal and then fire. Plus 15% damage to poison attacks. Not even slightly relevant. Could hardly be less relevant. It's a modifier for a weapon that I can't have. Yeah, this corruption gain is a problem. Also, the whole dash thing that I'm doing right now, not loving that. Got him. I mean, it's a reasonably powerful bow. Does it get more powerful per active? Yeah, it's plus 10% damage per active curse. Okay, cool. So I actually do want to get cursed. +1 level on two-handed weapon. This is my two-handed weapon. Holy hell. Because I'm not going to be able to replace this bow, so just straight up upgrading its level. Huge increase for us. Was it 22 before and now it's 26? And 26 is its base damage, so it will scale up from that with the plus 10% damage per active curse. Raging Temple. All Jaguar statues now trigger fireballs. Some of them previously were dormant. No longer. Alright. Yeah, we're now doing 43 on a perfect. Which what? Before 36? Yep, it's a powerful weapon. Plus 20% damage with bows. No, heal 2% of max health whenever an enemy is killed by the environment. Especially with this weapon, we're not really going to be able to position enemies in order to get them killed by the environment commonly. So it's more of a kind of like extra little bonus that I'll take when I happen to. Getting good greed kills here. Gold offerings remove 10 corruption. Unfortunately, we can't afford anything here. Wait, each greed kill removes 2 corruption. Increase max stamina by... I'm gonna take the greed kills, remove 2 corruption. Because honestly, at this point, I should now be able to even out the amount of curse that I'm taking. And I might also be able to start paying for things with corruption still, as well as keep my curse relatively low. Flamethrower traps automatically activate if you stand in front of them. Okay, so the traps in this area are now really mad at us. Every trap is out to get us. It's unfortunate that there's so much gold in this room, otherwise I would have just continued and kept my greed combo up for the sake of getting more of our curse down. But actually, hang on. These rooms aren't gated. I could have done that. Yeah, I totally could have. Oops. Enemy attacks deal 25% less corruption. I mean, it's better than not having it, but that's about all it is. No! Gotta keep the green timer up. Oh, that corruption heal right there. All right, yeah, this is just our way out now. Okay, next, maybe we end up affording a relic with just straight up money. Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised to pay a gain with corruption. Okay. Keep going forward, keep going forward. There we go. Oh, just in time. Whew. And there again at the very end. Another just in time. And again. I need to keep the combo. Okay, good. We're fine. No, not that one. Plus 4% to your base stat. Yeah, I'll just throw away the poison there because I know the poison's not useful at all for us. Enemy attacks deal 25% less corruption. Not that great. I might end up using some effect to heal, possibly. Yeah, still leave that same one here. It'd be interesting if you had two that are like enemy deal 25% more corruption. If you had those two, maybe you pick them both up and you can join them together because they're the same relic, just of the same value, and you can join them to get the next value. Because, you know, there's like enemy attacks deal 25% less corruption, and then there's another one that says they deal 50% less corruption. Maybe it just makes it into that. Only for the ones that form a natural relic, though, right? You don't want... One sec. You don't want to have a situation where, like, plus 200% to your greed timer, and you just add another 200% onto that. Like, that's unnecessary. Gold offerings remove 10 corruption or negative 10 to their cost. Oh, negative 10 to their cost. Also, the reason I didn't blow down the walls here is because I know that... Wait. There we go. It's because I know that the perfect blast is a blast and will destroy these walls. Which is super useful for getting into the right areas at the right time. Great. Make sure that I don't roll too much before... Dang it! That's exactly what I was trying to say. Gotta make sure that I don't roll too much before we go in here. Otherwise, I'm gonna get caught out on the traps. I mean... That was a really bad dodge on my part, but I mean, at least I was right? Like, we did end up getting caught on the traps. I was right. I mean, I wasn't good, but I was right. Ow. Ooh, that close hit with corruption actually dealt 10 to us. So definitely don't want to do up close and personals. And that was a kill by the environment, thankfully. Yeah, I don't want to heal here. Plus 15%. I don't weaken enemies at all. +1 level on two-handed weapon! Yes! And it's dex as well, which is extra max damage. So you have a level 4 annihilation right now. This is pretty good. I'd say at least. Just gotta quickly loop-de-loop around there for the 24. I do it every time. The reward is minimal, but still. Sometimes minimal is the difference between I can afford this item and I cannot. Alright. There's the... I mean, I might as well accomplish that without getting corruption. So I came into this room with 68. Now I've got 73. Is that true? Or did I come into this room with 88? It can't have been 88 because I didn't kill enough enemies to get down to 73. It very much seems like the usefulness of the greed kill relic is just holding us to the same amount. 2% of max health no longer really matters. We've got very, very little space left. Yeah, but I'm just holding the enemies to a static amount of corruption. Or rather, holding my bar at a static amount of corruption. I'm also not paying corruption to enter rooms. Which I didn't know that was part of this, but yay. I guess that explains why our corruption stopped going up after we stopped buying things with our curse. With our blood, rather. Awesome. Alright. +2 critical damage. Yeah, I'm gonna replace the healing effects at this point. I think we're close enough to the end that that's comfy to do. And plus 20% base damage for bows. What is this? Oh! It's a good annihilation right there. Wait. That wasn't one hit, one kill with bow, was it? No, it can't have been. I must have, like, clipped it with the blast to the previous enemy. The thing is, right before the boss fight, if I want to, I can stand there and I can throw out, like, 400 shots so that I get to 4 curse for the boss fight. Heck, I could even get to 5 curse for the boss fight if I really want to pick up the final curse just to flex on him. Okay, no, that was 1 shot, 1 kill. Wow. That really surprises me. Glad to see it, though. Definitely not sad about it. Alright. Yeah, don't want the plus 2% base damage for thousands of gold carried. We're not really going to be carrying that much. Oh, I love any build that starts one-hitting enemies. Especially if it does it without a heavy weapon. Because that's much harder. 10% of critical damage dealt also heals you. Well, I mean, come on, that's... I mean, we no longer need greed kills on corruption. I'm gonna reroll. No, reroll. Okay, fine. I'll go for critical damage and the extra dex there. I just want a bigger number, you know? Now, I'm gonna quickly fire this bow just another 49 times. Get myself to have 4 active curses as we go into the boss fight. So that I can have the full plus 40% damage to this bow, as well as plus 45% damage to its crits, as well as plus 20% base damage to the bow, as well as an increase on the bow's level, as well as another increase on the bow's level, as well as 12 points of dex for, what? Almost 25% extra. It's a good one. Alright, we're getting close there. One more. Alright. Show us what's up, champion. Shadow Word and Auric Malediction. Regular enemies are concealed within the shadows, and they are revealed by light, and when attacking, and health loss is reduced by 25%, we lose as much gold as we take damage. Ultimately, we actually buffed by taking all of that extra corruption. Like, just did. Yeah, 109 damage. Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh! I didn't see that line up. Oh, that's annoying. I would have been able to dodge that and have a perfect fight there. But because I'm used to dodging those, the ranged attacks from the bottom side here, so seeing them come up from his direction was just enough to slow me down. Just enough. But there we go. 6 perfect rooms there. Solid floor, if I did have to say so myself. Do we have any crystal skulls to buy something that we care about with? Whenever you defeat a champion, the gold you carry is doubled is really important. Or really interesting, at least. Not necessarily really important. Really interesting. While greed kill timer is active, your damage increases with 2% per kill. Honestly, I really want this skill for adaption. Your greed kill counter increases by 2 if an enemy is defeated whilst in a different fighting stance the previous one. Also, champions drop 5 pieces of gear instead of 2 upon defeat. I want both of those, like, really badly, so I may end up just saving for those. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Curse of the Dead Gods. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's a playlist in the description down below with all of my content on this game, past, present, and future. And hopefully we'll see you next time.